Everyone, we're live for the first time using Restream, not using StreamYard. Pretty crazy, huh?
Restream makes me look much more alive than StreamYard.
Yeah, it looks more clear.
It
You know
looks
what?
good.
Yeah, it looks a lot better. I mean, the other thing I think is like the other one goes up to 1080p. I think this one only does like 720 unless you pay for it. So
yeah, my webcam does like
mm-hmm,
720. I bought
mm-hmm,
my webcam a couple years ago, I think, or
yeah,
maybe 3 years ago. I bought a Logitech webcam because my
mm-hmm.
webcam that I had for 10 plus years went kaput.
Now, is there a section here where it tells me how many people are here and how many? Well, it says there's. Oh, okay. It says right there. Okay, there you go. Hey, what is happening, AZ Mick?
I can't see the comments like we do with. Oh, there we go. Never
There you
mind.
go. Yeah. I think you have to press on chat
Oh,
and then you'll
because
end up being able to see it. There you go.
okay. There it goes. It's different with this because with StreamYard it just shows up.
Okay, now people that are actually here who are watching the stream, this is going to be the factor about whether or not I pay for Restream or not. Because Restream is it's like half the price of StreamYard.
1 second, I'm going to leave people on chat.
Okay. And what I'm curious about is, let me see. Okay, my voice still coming through. Okay. What I'm curious about is my voice synced up with my face. Is it moving with my face properly? Because the last time that I was using Restream, it was not working right. It was like I would talk and like it was like out of a Chinese movie. I was like, oh, I'm going to beat your ass. Yeah, so do I look clearer?
You do.
Scare me, so no, I was kidding.
I don't know. It looks different with you, but I look clearer. Maybe it's because
you look a whole lot clearer. It makes your camera look a lot better.
I mean, because my camera is not the most high tech camera.
Nick, what is up? What is up, Nick?
Hey, Nick.
Groovy says hello, everyone. Do I look clearer? Wow, there's somebody. There's somebody I haven't seen in a long time. What's up, Val?
Wow.
Someone I haven't seen in ages.
Talk about
what's up,
old
James?
School. Talk about old school.
Okay, you seem synced. Okay, what we're doing. What's up, Paulina? Yeah, it looks like everything's working. So this is scary. It's my first stream. My first freaking stream back after a long hiatus.
Yeah.
Doing a stream with you. So my first stream on Restream. Also my first stream with non-alcoholic beer. So that's going to be something different because
I mean, there's a lot of options out there for non-alcoholic beer.
Because yours truly, Dusty, no longer drinks alcohol. I know it's a sad day. It's a sad day. I know everybody, you guys can go ahead and, mourn for it. So,
have you tried that one brand? My dad used to drink it. It's called O'Doul's.
I didn't want to try O'Doul's, and I think the reason why I didn't want to try O'Doul's because O'Doul's is just so common.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is common, but my dad tried it one time because my dad's not an alcohol drinker. I saw his little post to you.
Mm-hmm.
I told you he was going to talk about his sparkling water because my dad lives and breathes that sparkling water.
Nick said, throw the tomatoes. There you go.
Tomatoes.
So yeah, it's this one right here that I'm drinking, since anybody cares. I'm actually trying two different ones. This is my first venture into non-alcoholic beer. So there's Budweiser Zero, which I had one of these earlier. These are actually really good. These taste like a beer. I don't feel like I'm not drinking beer when I drink this. So pretty good. This one is not bad. Michelob Ultra Zero. But the thing with this one is when I taste this one has a funny aftertaste. And I don't like the can. The can reminds me of a Red Bull can.
So, it reminds me of White Claw.
Somewhat, yeah. Well, thank you, Vaginal. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just like I said, I'm not saying I'm never ever gonna drink, but yeah, I'm pretty much right now. I'm on the wagon. Because for those of you who haven't been to my other streams, I'll go ahead and for Vaginal, so when people give you a Cliff's note. Yeah, had a little bit of a health scare. Found out my blood pressure was very, very high. Cutting it off. Basically, what I had to do is I've had to give up alcohol and some other things. I've had to give up booty cheeks. I'm just kidding. Hell no, I'd never give up booty cheeks.
Let me tell you something. That does not raise. That raises your heart rate It could raise your blood pressure, but it does not. It has 0 calories.
It is good cardio. So
booty cheeks have 0 calories, people. If you're thinking you want to lose weight, tap the booty cheeks.
So here you go. Non-alcoholic beer. It looks like real beer. It doesn't look any different to me. I mean, it's not as hazy as an IPA, of course, but Dusty says, Dusty, just smoke pot. I just smoked and I be feeling ooky. Oh, hey, Jen, how you doing? Apparently today they just announced that a joint is not quite as harmful as heroin. Well, I've always known that, right?
I mean, that's kind of common sense. Right?
Said, Vag is right. I'm a bad influence. Jenny. Hey, Jenny. Nick. So, yeah. So what I'm thinking is that all the rest of that beer that I have, I'm going to have to freaking probably do a contest and give it away because I don't want it to go bad, you know. I'll probably hold on to a 12-pack for a while. Stick it in there.
Yeah.
And maybe if I want a little zing once in a while, you know.
You don't have to completely give up things you love.
Yeah.
That's what my doctor always tells me. You could... Interesting. Oops. You can put the comments in front of my face. That's cool.
Yeah. So if like Lisa like starts like bugging us, we'll just try and go like, Lisa, that's it.
No, but I can't, you know, reply in the chat. I can do that with StreamYard. So in order
you can't reply. Yeah, you typed in here.
No, yeah, I muted the chat and then I went to YouTube and typed.
Oh, okay. So you can't?
No.
That's strange.
No, because with StreamYard I could do that.
Hold on a moment. Let me see it.
Which, because StreamYard, they automatically let me do that. But with Restream, I can't. Because if I go and put YouTube in the background while we're doing a stream, it's going to disturb the stream. You have this, like,
okay, you know what? Look down at the bottom. See where there's like a little thing. It says next to type a message. Do you have a type a message prompt?
No. Wait, I have a chat.
Yeah,
a private chat.
No, at the very bottom of where you see all the messages coming in from everyone who's in the chat, does it say type a message?
No.
You don't have that at all?
No. Maybe I have to be logged in. Maybe I don't. No. It's okay.
We'll figure it out. It's our first time back. We'll figure it out. I mean, it's going to take a little while, so.
I haven't used Restream, and I think the last time I used Restream might have been 2023. Because I gave it up because I was not liking it as much as StreamYard. But StreamYard is expensive. It's $60 a month.
Well, StreamYard being at $46.99, they can suck my balls. That's for one thing. You know, half of the price. You know, if this is even partially okay, I'm going to go ahead and go with this. What I had heard was, okay, because I was having problems with Restream before. Like I said, I was having problems with Sync. I've said it many times. I went ahead and I turned down the latency. And since I've turned down the latency has, it's went ahead and it's evened itself out. Because that's why I had heard before from another stream that shall not be mentioned. They had said that it was latency.
Wow,
if you lower the latency.
My skin looks so clear with this StreamYard. Restream. Thanks to Restream and CeraVe, my skin looks great.
Lisa, how many Pantones do you have left? Pantones?
Pantones? My dad ate all his Pantones.
Now, the one thing I want to see is how do I maximize somebody? So somebody else go, oh, just do that. Oh, look, and that makes you big.
I got my tea in the background.
You got your tea? Look at that bed. That bed is all ready for coziness, isn't it?
Yeah, I got my sister's old full-size bed. What's up, Juan? My mom bought a ton of like full-size queen blankets at Ross. So she just went and picked one for me in my brother's room. And so I put it on my bed because my mom was a little too prepared. She bought a lot of them.
Of course, y'all are back at it when I'm going to bed. Lol. Sup, y'all? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're trying it. And we bought any records recently? Vag, Dusty, Jenny, James, everyone. I have not recently. I
bought a CD.
You know, that's about it.
I bought a CD.
I think they're going to take away our VC card. I don't even think I have a VC card. I'll explain,
guys. So Noah Khan, an artist that I really
Mm-hmm.
like, has released his 4th album, and the vinyl just was too rich for my blood to be buying right now. And the CD was half the
Uh-huh.
price, so I bought the CD. I'm still supporting him.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I couldn't justify the price for the vinyl, so that's why I bought the CD.
Let me see. That's what I do. Free StreamYard. Only fuck giving the money. Yeah. There's a way to get around the free StreamYard where you can go ahead and get free hours. There's a little trick. I think it's a very simplistic trick, and I don't think they've caught it yet. But yeah, there's a way around it. But like I said, with Restream, it's like I want to go ahead and pay for the plan because their lowest tier, which is what would be StreamYard's $46 plan, theirs is only $16.
Yeah.
So, and that's go full 1080p, have 10 people up, your own logos, your own backgrounds, blah, 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 same old shit. So, same old shit StreamYard gives you for close to $50, they give you for $16. So,
yeah,
So, records.
Records. Have I bought any records recently? I think the last record I
Mm-hmm.
bought was probably, it came out in March, was Harry's album. Because I bought that, and then I do plan to buy some other records in the near future, but not right now. It's not like a priority. And when I saw the price of a lot of the RSD titles, I was like, those people at RSD are getting our money. Definitely.
I'm drinking tea, Renos. How you keeping, Dusty? Lisa, keeping pretty good.
Good, Mike.
I'm like totally not used to doing streams anymore. It's like I came back doing the music streams, but I'm just not really used to like coming back in the discussion streams, I guess,
I'm not used to it either. I'm not used to doing streams of panels anymore.
We do them solo now. It's like we're always constantly doing them solo. I mean, we talk all the time, me and you, and I mean, we're constantly talking, but it's like, yeah, we haven't done any streams where we like get up here and talk.
What did Paulina find?
Paulina, damn great haul. You'll find the other two.
Oh.
I got a CD, the new EP from Too Dark. Too Dark is good. It's like old school 90s industrial. I've been buying a lot of CDs lately. Okay, so actually, not records, but CDs. I have been buying a lot of CDs. Main reason being is because records they're too fucking expensive right now.
Yeah.
Too fucking expensive. Yeah, records aren't worth it anymore. I'd wait a couple of years. The prices are just getting pretty fucking outrageous. Even the used prices out here, the used prices are starting to go up. They really, really are. So it's starting to get crazy. Nick P. I also ordered Blurring the Edges by Meredith Brooks. Only $16. Yeah, I think it's like $16.99 or something like that, I think. Or is it $17.99? I'm not sure. I think it's by the month. Might want to look it up on. I'm not sure. I'm thinking that's what it is. I think I read something like that. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Lisa needs to save up for a new tripod.
Well, you know what? I do have another tripod. I just have to find it. I did get a book in today. I did get a book. I got the Mike Nesmith book. You remember I told you how Mike Nesmith, all of his stuff ended up at a random thrift store in Northern California.
Yes, you were telling me about that.
And so I bought one of the books. It's a book that he wrote in 1998.
Actually, surprisingly, on Restream, Lisa's in the middle of the screen. You guys notice that? Can we all give her a hand? I mean, did we have to be away for a while in order for her to actually turn around and start, being in the middle of the screen? Looks like that's what we had to do.
James, I don't need a new tripod. I just need to get like a new phone holder for the tripod because I super glued my phone holder and it doesn't want to stretch out.
I still love records. When I get up, I usually put a record on, but low in volume. Wow, thank you, Vaginal. Schwit. You said shit twice dark. I went schwit. Schwit. That's the word. Schwit. Shit twice dark.
I played something recently. I played Who Are You by The Who.
Thank you, Nick.
And you know what's ironic about that album? For those of you out there who probably know that album, that was the last album Keith Moon did before he died.
Yeah, you were playing that the other day, weren't you?
Yeah, because I felt like playing it. I also have Live at Leeds, which is, I think, is a fantastic live album. I have Who the Numbers.
And
then Who
by the Numbers?
Who by the Numbers. And then I have that other one. The name is escaping me right now. It's the one where they're in the outside. And it's kind of and then I also have Quadrophenia. And then I got some greatest hits that Mazzy sent me one time. which is pretty cool.
Yeah, today I was listening to some Dave Mason because he passed away yesterday.
Yeah,
So I was listening
R.I.P.
to a couple
R.I.P.
of Dave
Dave
Mason
Mason.
records.
I
So
can't
I had
believe he
some of those
passed
out.
away.
I mean, I've been like, recently, I think as opposed to going out and buying a lot of records, I've just been listening to what I have because there's a
Me
lot of
too.
records that I have a lot of back stuff I purchased that I have not even listened to, that I'm getting to now,
Yeah, because I'm looking at my shelf, and you know what I got on my shelf? Baby Music 101. I'm looking at my shelf right now. I have the Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder.
Do you play that to go to sleep? Yeah. Yeah. I'm lovely. I'm lovely. I go to sleep with her.
Who doesn't love Stevie Wonder? Who doesn't love Stevie Wonder? Ribbon in the Sky, Sign Still Delivered. Man, Stevie Wonder had a chokehold on people in the 70s and the 60s.
One said, not a record, but I finally saw Gary Newman a couple of weeks ago for the first time.
Ooh.
I saw Gary Newman probably maybe 6 years ago, 7 years ago, before the pandemic. He puts on a great show. It's freaking awesome. It's awesome. They have a new Tripod for Dummies book.
Well, yeah, buy for me and let me know if it works.
Yeah, there it goes. Some VCLT for Lisa. There we go.
I mean, I've had the same tripod forever.
Thank you, Vag. I just talked to George for about 2 hours a few days ago. We were talking about doing a show soon. Yeah, it'd be nice to see George Borton come back. George Borton, I mean, I liked the show. I really did. I mean, sometimes it got a little bit technical, but still, it's like the way that he explained technical matters wasn't boring. Wasn't boring. It was like, kind of like pulled you in. It was like talking to like one of your bros, Just have been ordering CDs from eBay, Counting Crows, Santana Brothers, Eric Clapton, and Chris Isaac. I'm a fan of Mr. Isaac. Sweet. Hey, what's happening, Eddie? Welcome to the room.
This is it, people. I've had it for 20 years. So, James, before you say I broke a tripod.
Are you going to fucking autofocus me or what?
No. This tripod I've had since 2003. So this tripod has been there forever.
Oh, my God. What was the name of that? The guy from Hogan's Heroes that got killed with a tripod?
What the?
I forgot what his name is. My mind's going to total blank. If somebody knows, go ahead and put it in the stream. But yeah, I remember he got killed with a tripod. I mean, there's no way he'd be able to be murdered with a fucking tripod that we use nowadays. They're made out of plastic and aluminum.
I mean, that's
I guess back in the early 60s, I guess the tripods were more substantial. So
because this tripod is my dad's tripod. He got it in the 80s.
Vaginal, I am trying so hard to get into their music and I just can't. There's something about I don't know. I just can't. I mean, Elisa's already partially into it because she's into King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
But I can't fucking get into that band because unlike King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, this band is just weird. King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard doesn't stick to the same genre, even though they do that mono type. That mono type. I can't even say it, but you know what I'm saying is that this band is just weird. I tried. I listened to 5 songs and I tried to get into them. Can I just say they're fucking weird? And I just can't get into it because
they're not weird. They're avant-garde.
No, they're avant-garde, but okay,
avant-garde.
Maybe I just need to really devote because it just reminds me of their band. Just reminds me of that Captain Beefheart and that one album he did. Where people
There's the name Bob Crane. There he is, Bob Crane.
I don't know. I tried.
Oh, what's up,
I even sent you some videos. You remember of that band? And we tried to get into them.
Yeah, it's just I haven't been able to do it. I mean,
there's performance live.
But there's other bands that are it's mouth rock. It's mouth rock, and also I think what was the other name they had for it? It was called something else.
Microtonal.
Microtonal, not monotone. Microtonal. There you go.
Yeah, because it's just maybe I think I'm not opposed to the mask because we all know one of the very first groups to do the mask thing was Kiss. Kiss did the makeup kind of like a mask. You remember? That's what I'm thinking of. You know how Kiss had the makeup when they started out? Oh,
you're talking about their image. Okay, I thought you were talking about the music. I was about to say, I thought you were talking about the music. I was like, what the fuck is Kiss got to do with this?
No. It's just because Kiss, when Kiss removed their makeup, people were like, oh, there goes Kiss's career. But they had to. They
Are
couldn't.
you talking about because this band hides behind their masks?
Yeah, they hide behind their masks.
Okay.
But you know what they're being compared to? Daft Punk.
Yeah, I've heard an image. Yeah, I mean, I can understand an image. They're pretty comparable, but
Daft Punk has kind of already unmasked themselves because Thomas is now doing solo stuff and he's not wearing the mask anymore. And you can look up interviews with Thomas now. Yeah.
Okay, question, Lisa. You looking forward to the new studio CD from Josh?
I haven't.
Okay. I don't think that's a joke. I think Mike's actually asking an honest question.
Because Mike is also a fan. I haven't bought it yet. It's basically just a bunch of covers that he does of other people's songs. And I'll be really honest with you. The last album I bought from him was The River. I have not bought anything. I do plan to buy a CD and I do plan to buy the record because Josh Groban's record is actually not too bad. It's like $27, which I think is what all vinyl should be costing, about 27, 25.
Yeah.
But yeah, to answer your question, Mike, yeah, I will eventually pick it up. Not right now. It's not like I need to pick it up now because it's not going to sell out. It's going to be there for a bit.
Said hi, Dwayne. It's also mask rock. There you go. Mask but you know, though, I've always thought that,
interesting.
Me, that probably like, it caused my narcissistic side. It's like me. It's like my whole thing is if I was that great a musician and I was out there and I had a recording contract and I was doing shows and everything else, I would want to be known. I would want to be known because, like I said, I do have a narcissistic side to me. We know that. Everybody has to have a narcissistic side in order to be on this fucking platform. Let's be honest, right? So I never got it like people like Daft Punk and like this band where they have total fame. But yet they could be sitting next to you on the bus and you wouldn't even fucking know it's them. It's like crazy, yeah. It's
crazy.
It's like the whole Hannah Montana thing. Although the Hannah Montana thing was fucking stupid. What was it, like a wig?
Yeah.
She took off her wig and people didn't know who she was.
It was stupid. There's like two other artists I can think of that do that as well. And I can't think of that guy's name. He wears like a kind of a beaded hat, a beaded face mask, and he has a hat on. Oh, what's his name? He also wears a mask, and he's gay. Anybody know who I'm talking about? I think Mike would know. Why do I think Mike would know? What's his name? He does like kind of country rock. Now I gotta look it up. Fuck it.
Oh, come on, Vaginal. We're not talking about that shit here. Oh my God, 3 people showed up. She lost $15 whole. It's like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just like not one for that Patreon shit.
Oh, I figured out his name.
Nice try though.
His name is Orville Peck. You heard of him, Orville Peck? He wears
Orville Peck, or is it Orville Peck?
Orville. He wears a mask. He wears a mask over his face, and he has a cowboy hat on. And then also Buckethead. Buckethead also.
Buckethead. Now, Buckethead is Dwayne down here is mentioning Slipknot and Buckethead.
Yeah.
Buckethead, I know he does actually hide his identity at all times. But Slipknot, no, they take their masks off. They let people know what they look like.
Yeah, Slipknot.
Hey, what is up,
Slipknot,
Chad?
you do know.
Charlie, what's up, Charlie? Hey, Chad.
Everybody knows about Slipknot. Everybody knows. I think everybody knows that Slipknot is also Stone Sour as well. The lead singer of Slipknot is also Stone Sour.
Let me see. Todd in the Shadows did a video on New Radicals and Greg Alexander and how he would have his hat over his face because he couldn't handle fame and how other artists like Sia and Daft Punk do the same. I don't see why you would want to work that hard to become a music artist and then just not want the fame. It's like you would forget the fame. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not there. So, I'm not in their psyche. So maybe they have reasons for it. The other reasons.
Sia showed her face.
No problem, Vaginal. I was just telling you, it's like whatever.
Sia showed her face in the beginning when she started out her career, like back in 2005 and 2006. She was showing her face. But then she started getting extreme anxiety and she started not liking the way she looked. So she covered her face for a reason. And now she's showing her face again. And Daft Punk has been doing it since like 1997, 98. But
Uh-huh.
there's like a really early interview of Daft Punk in 97 where they do show both of their faces.
Mm-hmm.
It's really like a rare interview. When Daft Punk went and they won the Grammy Award for Random Access Memories,
Mm-hmm.
they had Nile Rodgers and they had Pharrell speak on their behalf.
Yeah.
But you see, the thing about Daft Punk is now that their career is over, because they've been doing it for 25 years, that's when they stopped doing music. One of them actually now shows their face. He's always on. You can look him up. Thomas Ballinger, I think that's his name. He does a lot of interviews. Christy kind of just remains in the background. He doesn't want to, really do much interviews. But Thomas is all over the internet.
Yeah. Are you refraining from playing music? Yeah, probably tonight. I mean, because usually what I'm thinking of doing is on Wednesdays and Thursdays, are just Wednesdays actually. Because I was going to do Wednesday, I wasn't supposed to do Thursday. I was supposed to do last night. We'll probably end up doing panels like this. Me and Lisa will come up and talk, and then on Saturdays and Sundays I'll do music. So yeah, I'll do music on Saturdays and Sundays, solo streams by myself, and then on Wednesdays. And we'll do this without music. So
yeah.
Let me see. Did you hear about about Dave Mason passing away at age 29? Yeah, I did actually. Like I was saying before, I think it's before you came in, Dwayne. I was talking about how I was listening to some of his records earlier today. So because I was home all day, so I was listening to some of the records. Maybe talk on Craigslist for that, Charlie.
I am
got
lost.
Got lost there. Yeah, I'm lost there. Let me see, Charlie. Hey, man. Don't forget Arthur Brown. Hey, what is happening? Where? He's all. We're talking about Mass, huh? Lame.
I mean, if you like the Mass, I don't have anything against it because it worked for Daft Punk for 25 years, and nobody, said to them they need to take off the mask. People got used to it, and they adapted to that persona of them with the mask.
I think it's more about having the family maintain some kind of anonymity so that they can roam freely without being bombarded by press.
True.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, like I said, I've never been in that position where I've been like famous, where I've had to feel where, I get no time to myself. And I'm pretty sure there's got to be a moment where they definitely feel like that. They're like, I don't have any moments to myself, and they're able to maintain that. So it's like they're able to turn it on and turn it off. It's like, when they want to be rock stars, they throw on the uniform or the costume and they go out there and they're the rock star. And then when they're done with it, they take it off and they can go back to normal life. So maybe they're smarter than all of us. So,
I mean, when you compare those three artists, definitely I would think Daft Punk and Sia would definitely get bombarded by the press. But the new Radical guy, I don't think he's done music. I mean, he probably still does do music, but I don't think he's getting bombarded by paparazzi. I think he can walk freely in a Trader Joe's, and that's my opinion because he was big. He had that one song in the 90s. I remember when it came out on the radio. I was in high school, so I think he can walk freely. But Sia, I don't think so. I think the Paps are after Sia if they want to be.
The audio sounds excellent. You're talking about tonight on this stream with Restream. It sounds excellent.
It sounds good. We sound so clear.
I hope so. Let me see. Odd time signatures, microtonal melodies. The guitar has way more frets than a normal one. Yeah, it's like a special type of guitar. But from what I understand, that there wasn't. There's just recently they've come out with microtonal guitars. There weren't microtonal guitars up until like maybe about a year ago, maybe even less. This is something that just recently came out.
Yeah, because
that's my understanding. I could be wrong.
Because one of my favorite groups, King Gizzard, got one specially made for them. It's in one of their vlogs that they did. I think it was like 2018, and they got one made for them because, as you know, that band releases like 5 albums a year. I gave up on collecting them because every time I turn around, King Gizzard would be farting a new album out, and I'd be like, "What the fuck? I just bought your album, and now you got a new album out a month later." And then they did what they did? They did a heavy metal album. They did a rap album. And then they decided, let's do a country rock album.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't kept up with them in 7 years.
Says Lisa's famous at the Walmart returns line. I would say it's the Ross returns line.
Look, I've only returned one thing to Walmart, and it was a bookcase that broke.
Dave.
David.
Dave's not here, man. Dave's not here.
Hey
I'm sure you must.
guys.
I'm sure you must get fucking tired of me saying that every time he comes. I'm like, Dave's not here. Charlie, howdy, Wolf. Oh, damn! I have this computer down by where my feet is, and I just put my because I'm barefoot right now. I'm like barefoot pregnant. Put my barefoot by the computer. It's all warm. I'm like, ooh, that feels kind of good. Let me see. Dave, hey. I am Hot Frog. Too many frets make me fret. Hey, Nick. Woo woo, says Charlie. Hey, Charlie. King Giz fan base is hard to control. A lot of gatekeepers. Yes.
True. Very, very true. When I watch their streams, they are very, very particular. Like, if you don't listen to a certain album, they're like, what is wrong with you? Like, I took my sister Angela in 2018 to go see them live. My sister was like, what the fuck did you take me to? She goes, everybody's moshing. And she's like, I almost ended up in a mosh pit. I said, I warned you ahead of time that, their fans are very crazy. If you get one thing wrong about them, their fans are like the Beatles. They will be like, no, that's not the song they release. I'm like, fucking calm down. I don't know everything. The band has 1 billion albums. Can't remember.
But going back to what I had said before, it was like, about the whole rock star lifestyle. It's like I said, I've never lived the rock star lifestyle. I don't know what it's like to be a famous musician. The only glimpse I ever got into it was because I was hanging out with Brian Tishy, and he had the band ball, and he had Dorian Hart song from Powerman 5000 in his group as a bass player. And I remember we were all sitting around, having beers as we do. And I was asking him, I was like, dude, why did you quit Powerman 5000? I was like, dude, you were like Summer Sanitarium playing with Metallica and all these bands. Like, how could you just quit? He's like, you don't realize how fucking unfun it is until you get into it. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you think, you're playing your whole life, and then you think that you want to get there. And then when you get there, you realize that it's not any fun. It's an actual job. It's a real, real hard job. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm trying to keep everybody happy. You're trying to keep these people happy, these representatives happy, those people happy. He's all, you have to get up early every morning because they got 1,000,001 things for you to do. You can't just do what you want to do. He's all, I didn't have days where I could just like, I want to go hang out with my friends. I want to do this, or I want to go shopping, or I want to do this. It's like everything was scheduled for him. It's like he was never able to just say, oh, you can't just go like, I just feel like going record shopping.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't just be like, I'm going record shopping today, and I don't give a fuck about this and the other thing and everything. They're like, no, you have to be at this radio station, you have to be at this, and you have to be at that, and you have to go to this because there's these board members. And he said it just wasn't fun anymore. He said he was tired of it.
Well, what is he doing now? Like, what is his career now?
I think he's just playing in a bunch of like smaller bands.
Well, that's good, but I think the thing about it is I get where he's coming from, because sometimes the monotonous of having to go to the same city every year, or going to the same city every 2 years, can take a toll on somebody. And also, having to be on a bus for hours and hours. And,
what he had said about that was the same thing that you've heard many rock stars say. I mean, Ozzy said the same thing, is that every time they go on tour, they don't see cities, because they'll be like, oh, you've been to Paris like 5 times. Yeah, I mean, I think it was on the Osbournes once. I don't know what episode it was. I don't remember specifically. I'm paraphrasing. But I remember Ozzy had gone to Europe with Sharon or something. On one of the episodes, they had gone to Europe. And he was like looking like everything was new. He was looking at the Eiffel Tower, everything like it was new. And they're like, well, Dad, you've been here like 5 times. He's all, yeah. He's all, but I see plane, airport, hotel room, stage, car, hotel room, car, airport. He's like, I wasn't seeing everything. I wasn't going to the Eiffel Tower. I wasn't going to, I wasn't seeing all this stuff. He's like, now that I'm not, constantly touring, I can come here and see these things, even though I've been here like 5 times. And I think that's what basically happened to Dorian too. Like he was saying, he's like, I've been all over the world like 3 times. He's all, but I never saw anything. He's all,
they don't give you the time for that. You just basically go in a car, go to the venue, have some food, and then go perform. And then you go backstage, you hobnob with people, and then you're back on your tour bus, and then you going back to the hotel to sleep. That's basically what it is. Eat, sleep, repeat. That's what I think about touring.
I'm having some serious doubts about this younger generation. I was at Walmart and asked the guy in the section if they could order some of those little tree air fresheners in my favorite scent. Don't tell me. He looked at you like, huh? Dude, we have like these ones that like plug in. They smell good. So,
He doesn't even know what black ice is.
mhm.
Dang.
Bottom tier musicians make minimal money and have a miserable life. Yeah, they're hired hands, definitely. Yeah, hired hands. Yeah. Let me see. The inability to decompress and unwind has caused harm to musicians. Yeah, it really has. That's the reason why I think they freaking burn out, and they're just like, they don't want to do it anymore after a while. But I mean, it's gotten a lot better, I think, for them than it used to be. Because I mean, they really used to get used in the past. Get ripped off and stuff. So, hey, Dwayne, he said, which one? I told it's called Up Dog. He goes, let me check. He pulled out his phone and was checking Walmart.com. I had to apologize and explain the joke.
Let me guess, Hot Frog, was he Gen Z? Because Gen Z, we got to explain it to a couple times.
One of my recent online orders from Japan on Discogs was Ozzy's 1988 album, No Rest for the Wicked, one of my favorites. I heard that, was it the vinyl of it? The original vinyl, I think, of No Rest for the Wicked was like really extremely expensive. Kind of rare. Hey, Dwayne. The Moody Blues put me in a blue mood. I remember an interview with Burton Cummings from the Guess Who. He talked about how he drove Jim Morrison around in the 1960s. Imagine the current generation won't exist, and then new couple years, AI will take over. This was something I had said a long time ago. I was like going, how far is AI going to go? Or is there going to be? When are we going to? Is it going to happen the day we're going to have the first completely totally AI artist? Where AI songs are going to start winning awards and shit. And I think actually, didn't they get close to an AI song winning a fucking award, or it did win a fucking Grammy or some shit? You're muted.
They had an AI artist that actually might have charted on the billboards.
Oh, okay, charted on the billboards.
Might have.
Okay.
But the thing about it is, AI is not going to take over everything. Well, I mean, AI is not going to take over everything, but because there are some jobs out there that need to be done by people, and it should be done by people. I don't want AI counting my money at a cash register.
You know what, though? I wonder how well the Beatles would have done in today's atmosphere with social media and everything else. I wonder if they, I mean, they were like, they got the worst of the worst when they were out during the 60s. But I wonder how well they would do in today's atmosphere with today's technology, with social media and, how it's easy, how it seems like it's almost easier for people to get close to like stars and stuff than before. Save your money while you can't.
Yeah.
Or while you can. I'm sorry.
I mean, AI is not going to take over everything.
Yep, I thought I was going to need to go out a whiteboard and the dry erase markers.
you need to write it out for them, Dave. I'm telling you, the Alpha Gens and the Gen Zs, you need to write out things for them. You know what the Gen Zs have an obsession with? Some of them?
What?
It's talking about how that millennials want to copy everything they do. No, we don't. We don't want to copy everything you do. We left Gen X alone because Gen X didn't want us to bother them. So we left them the fuck alone and let them do their things. And we left the boomers alone because we were like, fuck, we're not going to touch the boomers. Yeah.
I definitely should on Beatles for Sale. They were so exhausted from a whole year of touring and didn't have enough new material. AI is bad, in my opinion. Rick Beato talked about it. Yes, well,
I mean, I agree with you guys that the Beatles were probably very overworked during all of the years they were together. No, denying that. But Paul's still out there touring. He looks pretty happy and well rejuvenated. He does.
Maybe. I mean, look at me. In AI, I can fight with midget Lisa. So it can happen. I think it'll happen.
I mean, I am a midget. I'm 4'9", guys. I didn't tell you
men
that.
go skiing and they break their leg. They need doctors and nurses helping them. AI can't do that.
Yeah, we don't want AI doing that. I don't want it.
Completely true.
If look, AI should not be doing colonoscopies.
For today, it would be a lot easier to get weed There you go. Bob Dylan introduced them to pot when they first met them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bob Dylan's is a good
Things are
man.
very different. Lisa and her friends would have been making fun of the Beatles and how they looked if Facebook, Instagram were back then.
Oh yeah, we would have been like we'd be like on a messenger being like, oh my god, did you see that Ringo dude? That Ringo dude is wearing Jinko pants.
Now, this statement right here. Now, what I'm thinking is, I remember my mother making a comment back in the day a long time ago, and I think my father made the same thing because they were both very big music fans, and they would say that, "Oh, I remember listening to a record. I don't even remember what record it was I was playing." They said, "Oh, well, nowadays you kids, you play these records and you get 3-4 singles on a single album. You know, like in other words, we go and buy an album, and there's 3-4 hit singles on that album." Said back in our day, we would buy an album, we'd have like one hit single off it if we were lucky. That was it. You got one hit single and you got a bunch of filler, and stuff like that. And I remember them always saying that. But
I mean, nowadays it's very true. Like an artist will do like 3 or 4 singles off of one album. And I mean, if you think about it, they also do a lot of music videos as well. But back then, probably, I think back in the 60s and the 70s, an artist would do like maybe 1 to 2 songs they release off an album. But nowadays, it's like very common for an artist to have 3 or 4 albums. I mean, 3 or 4 songs off of one album being released.
Today, an artist releases an album every 3 years. Yeah, because they end up doing this thing that's almost called like an era. It seems like there's like, it's not even an album cycle. It's like an era. They'll be like, oh,
yeah.
Sure. So yeah, every 3 to 4 years, an album comes out.
Sounds about right.
But then again, you also have to think too, they come out with an album every 3 to 4 years and then they tour for 2 years. It seems like a year or two.
Yeah.
Because before it seemed like what they would do is they would go ahead and they would go on a tour, and then also the tours went the same. It's like back then it seemed like if they went on tour, they went on tour for like what a couple of months.
Yeah.
Now like I said, they go on tour for years. And then also it seems like even after they do their tour, they're still doing all kinds of festivals. So there's that too. It's like they do all these festival appearances.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's all kinds of fucking festivals all over the world now. So
exactly like the group that me and Dusty, like 21 Pilots, they did a tour and now they're doing festivals. They're now doing the festival route and they're playing a bunch of festivals.
Well, it's crazy that you mentioned that because if you think about it, okay, they did Scaled and Icy during the pandemic, right? Then they did the live stream thing.
Yeah, 2021.
Okay, so they did. That was okay. It was I forgot the name of the tour was. I forgot, but anyways, they did 2 legs of that tour. 2 very long legs of that tour. They were on, and I think the reason being is because that album came out during the pandemic and they didn't have a chance to tour behind it and make any money. The takeover tour. There you go. So when it came time when all the venues opened up, they went fucking crazy. And then they had the second leg of that tour. They went on tour for another year. Then they kind of disappeared for a little bit. And then Clancy came out. And that was how many years ago? How many years ago did Clancy come out?
Clancy came out in 2024.
2024. And we're in 2026. They've been going nonstop since the beginning of 2024.
Yeah, and then the other album came out in 2025.
Yeah, so they've been going nonstop. And they still have a shitload of dates left, before they're done with this complete cycle.
Yeah.
So
they do.
And now Tyler's already talking about, I've already got all kinds of new material. Like they're going to keep the fucking train rolling.
You know why they have to? I just have this joke, okay? This is my running joke about 21 Pilots. We got to go and fund Tyler's 3 kids and Josh's new baby. We got to get them into college. So that's why we, constantly buy them.
They've got plenty of fucking money. I'm sure they made plenty of money.
They do, but you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised with some of these celebrities how much money they have when they pass. Like Eric Dane, the guy who passed away from ALS. You thought he would have a lot of money. He didn't. He didn't have a lot of money when he passed. All of it went into his ALS. I can't even say.
Bob Dylan seems to have toured for really long periods of time. Yeah. I mean, well, he was I think he was like, well, no, I won't say he was one of the first, but, there was quite a few that they went on long long tours.
I mean, you're right, Dwayne. Bob Dylan's face looks like he's been touring for years. He looks like he's ready to throw the hat in.
In my teens, I was telling my aunt, who is 6 years older than me, about Ozzy Osbourne. She laughed and said, "That's Ozzy from Black Sabbath." Then I got introduced to more cool music that day. And there you go, sweet. I've just released my album in February. Next month, I begin protection of the next album, and I have set a release date for March 7th. After that, I released another album in December 2028.
Cool story.
Cool. I toured for 10 months in 2011. Brutal. Nick, now, what? Now, have you been with one singular band, or would you say you're more freelance, that you've been with a few different bands? Like you kind of like back them up and stuff like that? Put in the comments below. Just kidding. AC/DC took 8 years between Stiff Upper Lip and Black Ice from 2000 to 2008. Some bands tour for years. That's nuts. Yep.
Yeah.
Spoilerita. I'm all caught up on comments. Goddamn. There we go.
I mean, if you think about it, Bob Dylan still has to tour because then, you know, there's this old saying that when you're older, if you stop touring and you retire, they usually pass away. Like, I don't know. I read that somewhere.
Let me see. Budweiser Zero. So far, this one, okay, pretty good.
Okay, we need your rankings.
These are the only two non-alcoholics I've ever tried. Non-alcoholic beers. So, so far, I'm liking this one better, I think, than Michelob Ultra Zero. This one just seems to have a funny taste at the end.
Nobody wants an aftertaste.
No, it just has like. It's hard to explain what the taste is. It's like, I mean, it looks good. I mean, when you pour it, I mean, it looks like beer. It looks good. You know, let's do a little pour here. Oh, see, look at there's the pour. Ooh, let's do the pour. Oh, it looks like beer.
All you fangirls.
Yummy. It looks good. It looks good.
It's got nice foam.
Yeah, it's got nice foam. It's got a good head on it. You got to swirl it around a little bit like this. Oh, there you go. Oh, that gives you the head. There you go. Give me a head. So it gives you a little head there. And then.
Yeah.
See, there's just a hint of something at the tail end, but I can't put my finger on it, what exactly it is. But it tastes different from the Budweiser. But it's kind of funky. It's kind of a funky taste at the end. But, you know, I'm with it. I'm probably not going to buy this one again. But Anne, my friend Pinky too, had told me she sent me a couple of other brands that are really, really good. Like Athletic Brewing Company, and I think there was one other one that she had told me about that are non-alcoholic beers that are really, really good. Butch Truck said that it's hard for musicians to make a living these days. Touring is how they can make any money. I was in the band for about 3 years. Nice. Thanks, I am Hop Frog. I thanked you and Jen on my latest album. No freelance work.
I gotta know, Nick. This is a question for you. What is like the most memorable place you toured? Like, what's like the favorite place you toured?
Your pants. I'm just kidding.
No, because he's toured so many places. He's toured. We'll save that for later.
We're all Lisa's pants. That's weird.
Now you're making me blush. Because I'm like embarrassed because I don't want to have the conversation.
I thought there was the Lance Smith benefit concert Nick did. Something about getting the charges dropped and the dude being set free. That funky taste is close to backwash.
I mean, if you think about it, Dwayne does bring up a very good point because musicians, in order to survive, in order to see substantial like money, it's all in the touring. Because the record company is getting a lot of money from the merch that they sell and the records that they make. So they got to tour to see some substantial money. And I think the thing about it is if a band doesn't tour, they're not going to make much money. So that's why when you see a band tour or constantly tours, because they need the funds or they need to make the money. And one thing I always see in the comments of videos is so funny is the Brazil fans are so passionate. Come to Brazil. It's like they know you exist, Brazil. It's funny. It's funny and endearing at the same time.
I dropped the link for the last album I played on with Big D. If anyone wants, Nick is willing to drop that Big D. There you go. Japan, England, China, Switzerland. Sweet.
Cool.
Nick did say no freelance work. Yes.
That's cool. I've always wanted to visit Japan.
I guess freelance work wouldn't be considered what you would say it, for it. I guess. I was just wondering if you had done any like musician work for like other bands that you weren't really in, but they had you in there. So that's what I kind of meant. Let me see. Sweet. There you go, people. Check it out. Let me see. Butch Truck said it was because of downloaded music.
Well, that is very true, but I think the thing is a lot of people nowadays are getting back into doing physical media because of the boom of vinyl. I see a lot of more younger kids getting into the whole idea of buying records and CDs. But
just a moment, hold on. Okay,
but nobody's really downloading music per se, I think, anymore. I think more people. I think the top three things people are doing nowadays is they're streaming music.
Yeah.
They're playing music on something like a turntable or a CD player.
Yes.
Or they're going to see music live.
Yeah.
I just think that the days of downloading music, that was like before we had Spotify. Like when I had my iPod, what is it called? I had the classic iPod that could hold like 4,500 songs. I thought I was the bee's knees. And that classic iPod was amazing. I had everything on it.
Okay, I get about Paulina's in here. She says that only fans don't have 360 deals. If they have 180 deals, they keep the touring monies. Now, that's the way I'd always thought it had been before, was that actually in the past is that bands would do this thing where they kept all the money from touring and merch. But now I understand that a lot of these music companies or these record companies are starting to stick them into 360 deals because they want to recoup the costs of recording. So now they're actually dipping into their touring money and dipping into their merchandise sales.
Exactly. So. You remember the time when bands, you buy a concert ticket to their show and you would get a free album? You remember that time when they used to do that?
Well, they stopped doing that because they said that it was actually doing something where it was affecting the algorithm of, what was it, SoundScan? Something. Is that even still around, where the SoundScan would affect the Billboard charts or some shit like that?
I have no idea, because the last time I actually got a free album is when I went to see Vampire Weekend, and they sent me 2 albums because I had bought 2 tickets, and my sister didn't want the album, so I gave it to 8 Vinyl Low. I said, "Here, you get a free Vampire Weekend album." I don't know if she still has it. If you still have it, 8 Vinyl Low, hope you're still playing it.
Let me see. Every stream on Spotify goes to them and the record companies, never the artists unless it's Taylor Swift. I mean, from what I understand, they were making like what, pennies on the dollar or some shit like that, pennies on the play or something. It was like not even a penny, like a quarter of a penny or some really ridiculous shit like that. Because I remember like when Neil Young had that problem with it was Spotify, I believe it was. Was it Spotify? When Neil Young turned around and said he was pulling all his music from Spotify, and everybody was making the joke. They said, "Damn Neil Young. Who does he think he is, turning his back on $6.49 like that?"
I mean, that is very true, William.
Damn it.
That's very true, William, because Taylor Swift does own her music, but a lot of artists do end up selling their music. I remember Bruce Springsteen sold his music recently, I think to Sony Music or something. And Justin Bieber, who we saw on Coachella, he sold his music about a few years back to a record company.
I thought that was Lars Napster is real bad, man. They're taking money from us. James had to buy a 2-year-old Lambo, man. 2 freaking years old.
Oh my God, that was so childish. That was so childish.
No, I remember what they were doing is they had the whole thing where with the whole Napster thing, they did like these animations. I forgot the name of the company that was doing these animations where they're making fun of Metallica. And they were saying, oh, like, they have millions and millions of dollars, but now they're going to have like only half of the millions of dollars they usually end up having, or something like that, because of Napster. So it was like something like they were saying like, oh, instead of getting like the Lambo of the year, now he's going to have to get a 2-year-old Lambo, Lambo. I mean, something like that.
I mean, no hate to Metallica, but I've seen some of the concert footage from Metallica's show. Metallica still puts on a good show all these years later. So yeah,
I got a royalty check for $1.29. Damn. I had freaking one year I worked for Walmart seasonally because I was trying to make some extra money for Christmas, stuff like that. Well, they had a class action lawsuit. I guess it had something to do with like not clocking out for lunch breaks, or they did something. I forgot what it was. So they, years later, I mean, more recently, probably the last 2 years, within the last 2 years, sent me a check that was supposed to be my piece of the class action lawsuit. And I think it was for like 29 cents. So that's why I thought when you said $1.20, I was like, yeah, I got a check for 29 cents. I beat that. Yeah, freaking ridiculous. 29 cents. I'm like, Jesus. I think the paper was worth more. Yeah, I didn't even cash it. It was too funny. Yeah, it's like you turn around and go like, it costs more money to have the person print this check up, put it in an envelope, mail it off to me. It costs more money to do that than the actual check is worth. So it's like, it's kind of stupid. I've actually made sounds on my iPhone. Quite an interesting way to record. Let's see here. Did you frame it, Nick? I didn't think about that. I should have freaking framed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have framed it too, Nick. You should have. I recently sold my music. My wife paid me $1.50 to probably stop playing it.
Wow, $1.50. She should have paid you more.
You made a profit. Yeah, made a profit. There you go. It's in her door. There you go. You definitely need to take that and frame it.
You need to laminate it first and then frame it.
There you should. You should frame it like a gold record. There you go. I should frame it to show my success in biz. You'd be like, oh. So that way, if you ever have like your parents or some family member saying, damn it, Nick, what have you ever done? And you're like, oh, you turn and you hold it up and like, oh, you see this? This says I am a musician. This says I am a musician right here. $1.29. Like Lisa, she'll hold up her check from YouTube and like, see this? $1 that says I am a YouTube star.
You know what you can buy with that $1.28, Nick? I don't know if they're still 99 cents, but Arizona tea used to be 99 cents. You could buy an Arizona tea.
You should get it framed and mounted, Nick. Spray paint an old 45 and put it with it. You say you got a gold record.
Yeah.
Who was the freaking guy that they turned around and they said that he pressed all his records on gold colored vinyl so he could say he had gold records all over the world, or he had every record he made was a gold record or some shit like that?
That's a good question.
I think his name was Orion, I think it was Orion. The one they kept on saying they thought he was Elvis. They really thought that he was Elvis. And
Tupac teaching a professor class in the University of Texas.
Yeah, that too. Yup. Nick, roll it up and smoke it. There you go. You can roll it up and put some weed. You put your weed in there.
Yeah.
I remember a 60 Minutes episode long ago. Someone got a check from Texaco for 2 cents. They said, knowing Texaco, why wasn't it 2.5 cents?
Yeah.
James, yeah, brother. My favorite YouTube vinyl channels are Cordis Records, Melinda Murphy, and the Omaha Introvert. Nice.
What are my favorite VC channels?
James, you want in on this?
My favorite VC channel, probably, there's so many, but I think the one that I think is the very first big VC channel I ever found was probably 33 RPM. Frank Landry. Well, and then, of course, I found Vinyl Eyes. Vinyl Eyes taught me a lot about records because I didn't know much about records in 2015. So I was looking up what turntables to get. I came across Vinyl Eyes because he's got every kind of video you can imagine about that topic.
Well, I remember when I first discovered Vinyl Eyes, it was like he was all about that ATL P120, and I guess he had turned around and put a red on it. Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, this is one of the greatest turntables," and he was going on and on about it,
Yeah.
Which, I mean, a lot of people would disagree with me when I say the same thing. I'm like, I really like the ATL P120. I have one. I have beat this thing up to shit, and it plays perfectly. It's always kept speed. It always sounds magnificent, and stuff like that. Because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, the ATL P120 is trying to rip off the 1200, the Techniques 1200, blah, blah." And they're saying, "Well, it's having an ATL P120 is like having a Fiero." How people would say, "Oh, a Fiero looks like a Porsche." Until a real Porsche pulls up, and that's what an ATL P120 is. It looks like a 1200 till a real 1200 comes in the room, or it's brought in the room. I don't know, some shit like that. Well, anyways, no, but I remember Vinyl Eyes. That was the reason why I had bought an ATL P120 when I got back in the hobby, was because he had one. He kept on singing the praises of it, singing, and then Fluence gave him a free turntable, and he was all about that. Now he's all about that,
Yeah.
and I think he still has that
I
freaking
mean,
turntable.
there's so many people in the
Uh-huh.
VC that I watch. I mean, to tell you the honest truth, I don't really watch a lot of VC channels anymore.
Mhm.
I mainly watch like music
Mhm.
related channels. Like I like watching Rick Beato. I
Yeah.
watch who else do I like to watch? I like to watch NPR when they did a Tiny Desk concert.
Mhm.
I really like that. But as of lately, I've been really getting into cooking. So I've been watching a lot
Oh
of the
yeah, I
cooking
mean, yeah, the
channels.
1200. Yeah, I would not argue with the fact it is made with better parts. It is higher quality, but I mean, the ATL P120. I mean, it holds its own. I mean, I think it holds its own. I mean, inside if you were to open up an ATL P120, inside they have a metal plate that that's what gives it its weight. You know, a 1200 is heavy because of all the components inside. So completely way different. You know, way different. A
Yeah.
1200 is Yeah, a 1200 is like it's a beast. You know, I don't remember that. I don't know if anybody else remembers. There was a movie called The Rundown with The Rock, and the only reason why I bring this movie up is there's a scene in that movie where they're in a nightclub and they're having like a big old brawl or whatever scene with The Rock, and one of the guys goes to punch The Rock, and when he goes to punch The Rock full force, ooh, it makes me creep out just thinking about it. He holds up a Techniques 1200 like this, and the guy punches right where the spindle is, right here in his fist, full force. You know, he just goes, bam, you know, hits it with like, just always, every time I saw that scene, it made me fucking cringe when he socked that 1200. Because I'm like, I'm sure all the rest of you probably go like same thing. You're like, kind of, you imagine like really socking a 1200 right in the spindle. 1200 is my jam.
I mean, a 1200 is a fantastic turntable, but try finding it for a good price to buy because those things can go for a lot of money.
The 1200 doesn't do 78. Like me, I have a couple of 1200 MK5s. You know, mine are MK5s, so they're supposed to be cheaper. You know, they're more inexpensive. I think actually the ATL P120 looks more like the MK5 as opposed to the 1200.
Yeah.
I think the regular 1200. So we used to call those Pontiac Fiero and El Fuego. Those things always got on fire. Oh, here goes Lisa. The Rock has abs for days. You have a crush on The Rock?
I don't think he's like super attractive, but he has abs, and I notice it.
Okay, would you give him some? Yeah. You
No,
know, of course I would. I let The Rock rock my world.
I don't like guys that are super buff that because the guys that go to gym all the time, they're gonna expect me to go to gym all the time, and I don't want to go to gym all the time.
You know, guys go to the gym can expect me to go to the gym, and I just don't want to do that.
They're gonna tell me to give up my Taco Bell, and I'm gonna sit there and be like, no.
The 120 is fine. Absolutely nothing wrong with it if you're just playing records. Yeah, I mean it's a good enough turntable. I mean it's good enough that I mean I use it for like I still have it sitting here. I haven't used it in a long time. I was using it for broadcast on here, and I mean it sounded pretty decent. You know, I get pretty good sound out of it. Just saying. Trish. Oh, is Trish in here? Let me see. I didn't see her. Where's she at?
Hey Trish. Hey Z Myth.
Why am I not seeing Trish? It's not blocking people out of here, is it?
I don't know. I mean, to tell you the truth, if I did not have my U-turn orbit, I would either go with the LP120 or the Fluence RT80 because I've heard a lot about the Fluence. Now, I'm not really a person that wants to play 78s, to be really honest with you, so I don't need the 78 thing on my turntable. Let's be honest. How many of you actually collect 78s and actually play them? I don't. So for me, it's like 78s. I don't need a 78 thing on my turntable.
I have a friend from high school. I want to turntable that has an 18-inch tone arm. You want to play those big inscription records they used to have? Just like Amy Miles. Lisa, go to the gym. She says, no. No, No, I have a friend. His name is called on Instagram. He's called Origins of Jazz, and he collects 78s. I mean, he is very particular with his 78s, and he has like so many of them. The thing is that he has like a Victrola box thing that he plays them on. I don't know if that's the only thing he plays them on.
Yeah.
Because like I said, he's a friend of mine from high school. I've known him for years. And I was just kind of like, I remember, you know how you're like trying to give somebody advice and tell them a better way to do it, even though it's like, you don't want to come off as like, I'm trying to tell you this is the way you should do it, because you're doing it the wrong way or whatever, But as much money as he was spending on these 78s, I was starting to feel like that. I'm like, dude, you can't play him on a Victrola. You got to play him on something better. I'm like, I was almost going to send him this ATLP 120 to and tell him, just go ahead and buy because Ortophone makes a 78 cartridge for this, where it wouldn't damage his expensive 78s that he has and stuff, and stuff. But he does a show every Sunday morning on Instagram. That was another thing too. I told him, I was like, why don't you go to YouTube and do, your show there, play 78s. I'm sure there's people in the vinyl community and on YouTube who would like love to watch it.
I mean, I think they would.
Yeah, I said there's a couple of other channels on there that do all 78s. There's another guy who's called All the 78s or All My 78s or something.
Yeah,
of that sort.
And Johnny G plays his music too on YouTube.
Johnny G does 78s too, doesn't he?
No, he does 45s, I think. I don't know.
He does 78s also. No, he does 78s also. Yeah, I've seen him do 78s before, and he does 45s.
Because that's what he does.
My mind's going faster than my fingers. Sorry. I have a 2019 Audio Technica ATLP 60 XBT in a 1978 cents. So yeah, sorry. Sweet. My father-in-law had some 78s. I bought another turntable for those. Forget the brand. Got it at Guitar Center. 78s need a wide stylus profile. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah. So I know that Ortophone has a specially made 78 stylus.
Yeah, I only have one 78, and it's my grandpa doing country music.
0.3 millimeter stylus, right, Nick? Let me see. My mom's sister still has my grandfather's old gramophone and 78s in her lounge room at her farm. I actually put some change on the counterweight on my tone arm to tighten the pressure. I think it's just under 3 grams. It was like 5.5 before, I think. Well, no, like 3.75, like 4 is like usually the common weight on a stylus, isn't it?
It's about if you do, you can do more than 3 grams on a stylus, because back in the day, the old turntables, they were tracking at like 5 grams for the old turntables. So people say, oh, it's going to ruin your records. But my dad had records from when he was a kid that he played on these like really, really outdated RCA turntables that were tracking at 5 grams. And his records still sound fine to me. My dad took good care of his records. So that whole myth about, if you play it on a suitcase record player, your record's going to get ruined. No. I mean, V Westlife proved that that's not true. It'd have to take hundreds and hundreds of plays before you see any.
I've got this old tube bass 78 player from a long time ago. Nice. Yeah, Mick, I dig it. Mick. I discovered a new channel today, and I think I had called you and told you about it, or I messaged you about it.
No, which one is it?
The Beach Boy channel.
Oh, yeah. You messaged me about that.
I had discovered a guy today. I forgot what the name of his channel is, but if I find it, I will put it in the comments or something of that sort. Maybe Lisa knows what it is. I think he is called The Beach Boy, isn't he? The Beach Boy something.
I'll look through our chat. Let me see. Because you sent it to me. I was dealing with a screaming baby today, so I forgot about watching it. Let me see.
Hey, what's happening, Sean? How are you doing?
One sec.
Yeah, he is a Beach Boy centric channel. There's nothing but Beach Boys. But the thing I thought was so interesting was,
let me look him up.
Usually sometimes when it goes too much Beach Boy talk, same thing with Beatles. I just get like my brain farts and I fall asleep. I find it very boring, But the way that he was explaining, like he was talking, the first video I saw of his was one that he just came out with, and he was talking about all the different pressings of Pet Sounds. And he was showing that he had like 13 different pressings of Pet Sounds. And he was showing like a twofer, a 1972 remaster, just all these different, versions of the album.
I have it somewhere here.
And I found it kind of like, interesting the way he was explaining each pressing and how it sounded to him and how, the differences were, blah, blah, blah. And he like actually held my attention. I was kind of like, oh, good night, Nick. Thank you, Dusty and Lisa. Good night, everyone. Have a good night. Got to get up working in the morning.
Hold up.
Yeah, me too. I'm not going to be on here for much longer. Same thing. I got to get up in the morning too. But thanks for being here, Nick. Hey, Dreamscape.
I'm not seeing the messages. I'm not seeing the messages on my Facebook.
You know what? Let me go ahead and take a look here, and it's going to be. I hope I don't.
Because my desktop, and I guess some of the messages are missing, but I see them here on my phone. Let me look on my phone.
Let me see. Yeah.
Okay, I sent you a lot of pictures. Good girl. Okay, wait. I'm looking. You said you compared him to Polygram often.
I did. The reason why I compared to Parlogram is because he held my attention when he was talking about the records. But as far as
I found it.
Okay, you did. What's the name of it again?
I'll send it in the chat. Okay. I'll send it in the YouTube chat.
Yeah, but as far as the production value, it's not the same thing as Parlogram. Don't expect that. But as far as the information and stuff like that, it was pretty good. It'll hold your attention.
You know who else is really good when it comes to Beatles stuff? Is the guy called Giggins. If you heard Giggins, he also talks a lot about. And also, I have a friend on TikTok that also knows a lot about the Beatles. Bino Benji. Yeah, if you're looking for like Beach Boy centric channels, and then of course we've got.
Well, I'm not.
And then we got the man. We got the man from Texas, our own Gen Z Mason. He knows a lot about him. Let me find your.
The goat pressing, the pig pressing, the chicken pressing, etc. It was Pet Sounds after all, wasn't it?
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna send it.
Yeah, but I thought it was pretty. I mean, I thought he was interesting. I mean, like I said, he held my attention.
Okay, I sent it. I had to go through the chat on mobile because on desktop, it seems that some of my messages are missing on desktop.
It does the same. Yeah, it does the same thing. For me. There you go. There's the link right there. Beach Boy channel. What's his name though? What was his name again?
Beach. Let me look. Let me see. His name is. I gotta click on the video. Hello. He's called the Beach Boy. The Beach Boy Man.
The Beach Boy Man. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
The Beach Boy Man.
I mean, I hope he gets more subs. I hope he gets more subs because let me see how many subs he has.
Said Dave. Yeah, not a fan either. Just it's just that it's been so spoon fed to me, like all my time in the VC that I'm kind of like, okay, enough now. So it's like, but the way that he puts it together, it holds my attention. I'm kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, and stuff. But also, no, I was playing that Dave Mason record. Like I was playing Dave Mason records because. He passed away yesterday, and that one album, was it called Move Together? Is that the name of the album? Move Together. I noticed that. I mean, I have an original pressing of it, and Mazzy had showed it on his channel. I think that's where I got the idea. I kind of saw Mazzy showing his, and I was like, okay, I'm going to pull that record out and play it today. This non-alcoholic beer gives me the burps. It really makes me feel bloated. But anyways, besides the point. Mazzy was talking about the record, and he pulled his record out. He was showing it, and I was like going, you know what? I could have sworn I have that record. So I was like, but I haven't listened to the whole thing. I'm going to pull out and listen to it. That record, for the time that it came out like in 72, 71, something like that. I was pretty amazed that they were making these pressings back then of these psychedelic, like freaking swirls. Because, I mean, that's so common nowadays. It's like that would fit, nowadays that would fit in, like a psychedelic swirl like that. But the colors of that record, it looks like puke. It really looks like puke colored. Let me see. AZ Mix said, I just clicked on that channel too. Too much Beach Boys. Too much Beach Boys for me. Yeah, but the thing is like I said, he's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. You know, like I said, I've only watched one or two videos, and he held my attention. I haven't like hardcore,
Yeah.
deep dive the whole channel, but from what I've seen so far, it was interesting. I need a good Monkeys comp, something with more than a single album, but I don't need each individual record. Any
Oh.
recommendations? You gotta leave that to Lisa. Lisa knows about that.
I mean, the greatest hits is pretty good. The
Mm-hmm.
Monkeys' greatest hits. A good compilation. Some of their stuff in Japan is pretty good. They have like
Mm-hmm.
the Monkeys golden hits. Um, there's a lot of Monkeys compilations out there. To be really honest with you, and I just have the greatest hits,
Mm-hmm.
and I have I it's it's I it's there's so many albums. There's so many albums, but I
Colors,
like the
man,
greatest
the
hits.
colors.
I think the greatest hits will suffice for someone who wants to,
Uh-huh.
hear all the hits. But if, in my opinion, if you want to really get into the Monkeys, and my favorite album of the current moment is Headquarters, because Headquarters was the album that they finally got to do what they wanted. I like that album. It's the album where Mike was like, "Damn it, we're gonna do an album, and we're gonna prove to people that we can do a record." So yeah, but I like everything of the Monkeys except for Changes.
Did
Changes,
they did they ever come out with a box set of all
I
of
have,
their studio
I
albums or
have
anything?
it,
That's right.
I
Oh,
have
they
it.
did come out with a box set of all the studio albums.
For RSD 2016, they came out with the classic album collection. It comes with all of the albums,
Uh-huh.
including the ones that didn't have, I believe, Mickey and Peter weren't on Changes. I think it was Davey and Mickey.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then it also comes with a 50th anniversary album because it was their 50th anniversary in 2016. So they released that
Uh-huh.
for RSD. And then they came out after that album. They came out with their very last album, which was Good Times.
Mm.
Is the last
Okay.
album before Peter, Mike, and had passed away because Davey had passed away by the time Good Times had came out.
There you are. I didn't
Hey,
see her last comment. I was like, I started by saying, "Hey, DJ Trish," and I was like, "Oh, wait a second, I can't see her comment. Where'd it go?" Today was a good day for bird photography, so by next week we'll have some showing of our feathered friends. Sweet. Good night, Dave. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be going about 10 more minutes, and then I'm gonna go ahead and be out of here too. Yes, we end up doing these streams are kind of short,
yeah.
just me and Lisa doing our thing and doing what we do best, just talking and talking and talking. Me listening to her blab. That's how it goes.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you can find the monkey pressing from Japan on the
Yeah.
Rissa label, they are pretty good. I like those Japanese monkeys compilations
Mm-hmm.
because I think they did a very good job of, representing the monkeys, but yeah, just go for greatest hits. It's like an orange cover. It's got the boys on the
Mm-hmm.
front cover. They're just posing. I think that will suffice good enough if you want that. Or you can also go for there's this thing that came out. It was recently it came out for Record Store Day. And I'm trying to remember what the name of it is. It's the Monkeys. Let me look it up. RSD vinyl. I'm like, I gotta look up these things. If you want something that's a little more of a deep cut, you could always go for the Missing Link vinyl. You can go for those. They had 1, 2, and 3 that recently came
Mm-hmm.
out for RSD. Those have like things that are not like featured on the actual albums.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's called Missing Links.
You see, there's a recent double vinyl album, the A's, the B's, and the Monkeys. Looks okay, but it's missing a few tracks.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend getting that because it was kind of something that Andrew Sandoval just decided to release.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like outtakes of things. A lot of Monkeys fans bought it, but I didn't because I was like, I don't need that. I don't need it. And it's got mixed reviews from Monkeys fans. Some people are like, buy it. And some people are like, it's just a waste of money. And I'm on the it's a waste of money train.
Yeah, this one, not a fan. I don't think I'm going to be doing this one again. Yeah. Yeah, that's not going to happen no more. The Bud Zero is not bad though, but I'm gonna try some of those other ones that Anne has suggested. So I'm
Yeah, you should try them.
gonna
Look
try
like
some of those.
she looked like she suggested some really good stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
she knows more or less about alcoholic beer. I don't, but she knows a
Well,
lot.
the one that I had heard about that she had mentioned was Athletic Brewing Company. I've heard of that one a lot. Forgot what the second one was, but I can go back on the chat and look it up. So, but we got 10 more minutes to go here. What was I going to say? Oh, people, I will be back on Saturday night. Saturday night is that right for Friday? No, Saturday night will end up being when I do the music stream. So the music stream and stuff like that. So those are Saturday and Sunday nights. Sunday nights I probably end up doing a little bit later in the evening, or maybe I might do afternoons. Don't know. I'm like thinking about afternoons, like doing something like maybe like I don't know if on Saturday or Sunday doing like 4, 5 o'clock, maybe something earlier than I usually do. You know, instead of just going to the night. Reason being is because I know that there's a lot more people that have constantly told me they're like, well, we don't go and watch it because you come on it like, so late at night, da da da. And so I kind of wanted a piece of those, at least one night out of the weekend. So
Only thing with Restream is the messages. The
uh-huh.
messages don't load up right away for me. It does take time. That's the only thing with Restream.
Same thing here. It's taking like a couple of seconds longer, I think, and stuff like that. So
yeah, because I'm seeing a comment from Paulina from like ages ago about the 360 deal. That's what's showing up for me.
You're barely seeing that right now?
Yeah, it's not like loading for, I guess maybe because I'm on my desktop, but like with StreamYard, it would load instantly. With Restream, it's like it's restreaming the comment. I have to close it to load it. Let's see if it refreshes.
Well, let's see if I put it right there like that, though.
Yeah. Also, the Japanese pressings of, I don't know any. I mean, I like Japanese pressings. I mean, I think if you're gonna go with a pressing, a lot of people will say, if you're gonna go with a pressing of an artist, usually the Japanese and German pressings are pretty solid pressings. But I do want to own a Japanese pressing of a Monkeys album with the Obi strip because I think that'd be really cool.
Here we go. Maybe that'd be a little bit better. Can you see it on the screen now?
Yeah, now I can see it now. It's loading.
Okay, you see on the screen? Okay. It's covering your face a little bit, but,
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm like, oh. Hey, what's happening, Dawson?
Yeah, Rhesus monkey? I've never heard of Rhesus monkey.
I have a Rhesus monkey, a recess monkey, a recess monkey. Let me see. Also, the Japanese pressings of Dance of the Rainbow Serpent and Ceremony remixes and rarities.
I mean, I do like buying Japanese pressings, but they are kind of pricey. And then the shipping, and then you add the shipping on top of it, because I have bought things from Japan before on Amazon Japan. The shipping is what kills it for me with buying a lot of things from different countries because it's expensive.
Hey, TJM the Fifth, how you doing, man?
And that's why I don't buy anything from Williams country of Australia, because it's expensive for shipping from Australia to US. US to Australia is about $20 for shipping.
This is just like, I mean, some of this customizing is like really weird. Let me see the radius. Hold on a minute. Okay, so there's that radius. And then I can do this a little bit.
I'm in camera, which is fantastic.
This makes it look a little bit fancier. What if I do this? Oh, look at this, more of a circle, huh?
I mean, Hop Frog. Speaking of pet sounds, I do kind of want to get that one pressing that they have on the Beach Boys website. It's a zoetrope. I was like, I'm not going to buy another pressing of pet sounds, but there's something about the zoetrope that looks really cool, because the pressing that I do have of pet sounds, I bought it back in 2016. I just went to Amoeba and it was there and I picked it up. I was like, let's just get it one and done. Let's just pick it up and buy it. So I did that. And it doesn't sound bad, but that zoetrope has kind of got my eye. I'm like, I might need that. I
am doing good, TGM. Thank you for asking. I'm doing very good, very good, very good. It's a joke from 1980s from SCTV. It's a Canadian version starring that.
Oh yes, I've heard of SCTV. That's where a lot of our famous Canadian counterparts have got their start before they made out
Mhm.
here.
Levon Helm from the band appeared in an episode of SCTV in 1981 after his album American Sun was released. John Candy was on the show before he appeared in the Blues
Oh, I
Brothers.
love John Candy. He
Mhm.
died so young.
How old was he when he died? Was he in his 30s or
He
40s?
was like 32 or 34 when he died.
He was that young?
Wait, let me see. No, I think he was 43. Let me look it up. I think he was 43.
Hmm.
I could be wrong. Let me look it up. I know he died in the 90s.
Just to say, good reference.
He died
Mhm.
at 42, my age. Well, wow, 42. Holy crap.
Is it just me, or is this like the setup of these two cameras, of these two like our windows? Does it remind you of a pair of boobs?
Yeah, it reminds me of a pair of big jugs.
You know what I think would be hilarious if we made each wear like pictures like this right there. If we made that a nipple, and then we talk and it looked like a couple of boobs. It looked like a set of boobs talking.
Now I'm seeing the comments. I'm seeing like Vinyl Dreamscape's comment about the monkeys comp. There's so many out there.
Mm-hmm.
So many out there.
Correct. He was 43 and a half. Okay.
Oh, well, it said 42 on Google, so I don't know. Google
Mhm.
could be wrong.
Yeah,
Google.
I think if I had a picture that looked like a nipple, I would look like a boob. That would look like a tit.
Let me see if I would look like a boob. Oh, look
Well,
at
what I'm saying is, if you had a logo that looked like a boob, yours would look like a nipple, mine would look like a nipple, and it would look like two tits talking to each other.
It would. I mean, could you? I feel for you. Okay, before we go, I feel for you women
Uh-huh.
out there who have boobs that are bigger than D cup.
Mhm.
I feel for you guys because you guys are in a lot of pain.
So yeah, she actually has to go to her settings and reverse it. Yeah,
Reverse it?
I don't think I can do it for.
I don't know
No.
how to do it. I don't know. I'm just like trying to fit. I'm trying to learn this, Paulina.
Yeah, with yours, it's like if you if you go into your settings, you reverse your camera because right now you're mirrored.
I
The
don't
same
know.
thing happened to me when I first started with mine. I was mirrored,
I don't
and then
know
I
how
had
to
to turn it
change
back.
it. Wait, camera. Let me
Uh,
see.
it looks more
Camera.
like a butt crack to me. Actually, yeah, it does look like a big butt crack, huh?
Wait. Let me see. What am I doing?
It does look like a big butt crack, huh?
It does. It looks like a booty crack.
Looks like Lisa running from behind. Shake up down. That looks like Lisa running. There you go. Is it
I don't.
James?
You know what? I'm not going to worry about it because I don't know how to use StreamYard. So it's just going to be like that. I'm going to be reversed.
It's trial and error. You'll learn over time or whatever. Now that I'm
Because
using Restream,
I
you'll just
haven't
learn.
used it in 3 years. So if you guys are going to see me in reverse camera, that's okay.
Yeah. It'll work. It'll work. It'll work. It's getting there. It's getting there. But anyways, people, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the night. We had very much fun coming back. Our first
Very
little
much.
final one. Next week we will be here on Wednesday night. Lisa, will you want to be here on Wednesday night?
Wednesday night sounds good.
Wednesday night. So Wednesday night will be our regular night, and then of course I'll
Yep.
be here Saturday and Sunday for solo streams. So I will see everybody then. Thank you for being here, Dustin, William, Paulina, James Farley, DJ Trish, Dave, Vinyl Dreamscape. Who else was here? Eddie Perez stopped in. Thank you for stopping in. Who else was here?
DJ
Let me go back.
Trish.
DJ Trish, TJM the Fifth, William Archer. Who else was here? Let me take a look. AZ Mick, of course. AZ Mick, as always. Let me go back some more. Okay. Oh, Nick. I mentioned Nick. Thank you, Nick, for being here.
Sean.
Yeah. Sean, yes, Sean, Nick, Sean. Let's see if I'm missing anybody.
James, who has earthquakes in New Jersey.
Yes. So, anyways, you guys, it was great being here. I will talk to all of you later. Thank you for being here. I will see you guys next week. I will see you guys on Saturday. Goodbye.
Like this
I take my leave of you.
Like this stream and subscribe, people, because Dusty's a good man.
Yeah, Lisa's got me doing the Spectrum thing. There you go. Bye.
Oh,